Hello, dear friends. A warm welcome once again to the International Fab Talk Show. We are glad and happy to be connected with you across the world. Dear friends, today we have a wonderful guest with us, a person filled with experience, knowledge, and wisdom. He is Mr. Clifford DeSILVA from Goa. Welcome, sir, to the International Fab Talk Show.
Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for your time. And it was a pleasure when we received a confirmation from your side that, yes, I agree to come for this talk show and share time with you. So I felt very happy and elated. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Dear friends, now we'd like to introduce our guest officially. Let us know who is this real personality amongst us to share and create a special platform for you and me to grow with his knowledge and experience. He has a vast experience. Dear friends, let me just take a moment and introduce our guest officially. He is Mr. Clifford DeSILVA, a therapist and a facilitator. He's even the director of Goa Institute of Counselling, Navodaya, Goa. So did I pronounce that properly?
Naveli is just nasal at the end, yes.
Yes, Navodaya, Goa. He has 45 years plus experience, more than 45 years. That I have to say that specifically 45 plus years of experience, and he specializes in teaching, coaching, and counseling. And his main focus is on one-to-one counseling, one-to-one coaching. Apart from that, he is also a great expert in group counseling and as well as group coaching. And dear friends, he focuses on the person-centered therapy. And that is one of the main things where people flock to him and clients want Sir's attention to be focused on them so that they transform and be beautiful human beings. So here he follows the person-centered therapy approach. And friends, he is a great writer. He has written several books. And above that, he's a person who's going to enlighten us on our journey today with Sir. Dear Sir, we welcome you wholeheartedly to the International Fab Talk Show once again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Dear friends, let's begin our journey and start our interview with Sir to get to know this great personality who has lots of knowledge, a mine of knowledge, I should say. Let's go ahead. Sir, the first question, sir. How would you define yourself? Who is the real you? Who is this special person, Mr. Clifford?
I've never really thought about how I define myself. But I guess I'm a person who cares. I care about people, which is why I'm in this profession of therapy. I think that will define me, a person who cares.
Beautiful. Very nice. That's so simple in just 2 or 3 words. A person who cares for everybody, for the universe, and for each and everyone who breathe over here and live together, coexist together. Very nice, sir. I love the way, in a very simple and humble way you put that. I care for others. And that is why over a vast span of 45 years, sir has been, brilliant in every sphere and every aspect that he has come across. And, the different people who have come across sir, or, have interacted with sir, always have a positive feedback, something positive to share about sir. And that's how I got to know from many of his fans that he is a great coach, a great mentor, and a great guide. Dear sir, the next question, sir, for us today, how to de-stress. We all are stressed in our professional journey, personal lives. According to you, what is the best way to de-stress?
Could you say that again?
How do we de-stress? We are all stressed out. Yes. Could you give us some tips?
You might not believe this, but I don't really get, after, so many years in this line, I don't really get stressed very much. So how I get de-stressed is, well, if I actually have to de-stress, I maybe watch TV, I talk to my wife. This will be the best way for me to de-stress. To talk to someone.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. Dear friends, this is how we de-stress. Talk to somebody. And that is perfect counseling. When you are stressed out, you need a counselor. You need someone to speak to you. You need yourself, to connect with somebody who's ready to hear you. And that's how sir, is a great counselor. And apart from that, his spouse is always there with him in his times of stress. And of course, sir watches TV. Yes, sir, to de-stress. That's really nice. Dear sir, how were you as a little kid? Were you notorious, mischievous?
As a kid, I was a horrible person.
Oh, could you share some incidents, sir?
I don't know. I never study, never do my homework. It was constantly pointed out to me that, homework is not done. Parents were called to the school. Even if the parents were not called, my mother would come to find out. Those were the early days where nowadays I find parents supporting their children. In those days, the parents presumed that the child is wrong. If you said that, they would ask you something, the teachers would sometimes tell some blatant lies. And they would ask us, so is teacher lying? And I would say yes. And that was not a nice answer. So I wasn't a very happy kid in that sense. Studies wise, I used to always think I'll never, beyond SSC, I won't study. I hated school. I hated to go to school. I hated maths. I hated study. I just liked reading comics, reading books. I mean, I could do that all day and play, of course, play games and stuff. So I wasn't a very inspiring kid. No, not anybody would. Parents would say, don't have a friend like Clifford. Parents would tell their children, don't have a friend like Clifford. My parents would say, go and be friends with so-and-so person. I didn't know how to tell my parents that their parents are saying, don't be friends with me, because I would be a bad influence. Well, the plus thing is I was influential. Let's put it like that. I just used that from negative to positive. Maybe. I just realized.
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. And today you're here with us. You're sharing your knowledge with the world. There's a great transformation in you, and you are ready to transform the world. You've been doing that all these 45 years of your life, transforming lives in a beautiful way. That's really very nice, sir. I love the way you put it. I was a mischievous child. I didn't like studies, and I could see myself in your place. Even I was one like that who hated studies, especially math. I really had a fear for it.
Yeah, and you said transform the world. I don't have such lofty decisions. To transform the world is not a
So
simple
even
thing.
if you transform one life, that is, you've really done something.
Oh yeah, starting with myself, of course.
Yes.
Self-transformation is the most difficult part, right?
Right, sir.
Yeah.
We've heard and spoken to a few of your fans and few of your clients, and they've really given a positive feedback. Even if you impact one person's life by your example, by sharing your wisdom with them, you have done a beautiful job. That's transformation in the world. Yes, yes, sir. Mr. Clifford, we go on with the next question. The next question here is, who is your inspiration, or who you consider a role model in your life?
Yeah, there's no doubt about this. Maybe till the age of 19, I didn't have anybody who was an inspiration. And till the age of 19, as I told you, I wasn't a very happy kid. I didn't know my way in life, maybe. But at the age of 19, I met a man who, I think he transformed me first because he loved me. No doubt I loved him. He was 20 years older, and he was the superior of the place where I was staying. And we took a shine to each other. And it was a fantastic relationship because he was a well-established counselor, therapist, speaker, retreat giver, and I was a nobody. But just the fact that we liked each other developed into a relationship, and then you learn from them, right? You learn without his teaching you. You learn by imitation. You learn to take on those values after questioning them, of course. Because that's something he always said. Don't just accept anything I say, just question it. Don't just accept.
Great, sir. Great, sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing that. So, do you read books? Or do you write
Oh,
books? Or
oh
both?
yes, all sorts of books, all sorts of books. From childhood, we had a reading habit. I don't know whether it just developed in our family because everybody in the family, I was the last of 9 children. Everybody was a reader, so it seemed just natural to be a reader. So that was like the given thing. And we like comics, of course, because they were graphic, and now they call them graphic novels. Those were comics. They were bad news for parents. But we would read into the night, even if it was a novel, we would read into the night. And I was born and brought and raised in Belgaum. And there used to be these electricity bill was a problem. So we would get a torch and be under the blanket at night, and we had to, complete the book. And then getting up next day was a big problem. But we would beg, borrow, and steal books. We loved books. Later, it became non-fiction books, of my profession. But even now, I hardly read novels now because there's no time. I'm just reading non-fiction books of my profession, therapy, and so on.
That's really nice. I love the way you said hiding under the blanket with the torch on and reading books.
I think it's very common. Many people must have had this.
Yes, 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 sir. That's so beautiful and so innocent. That phase was so innocent where you wanted to complete that book. Of course, we didn't want to touch the textbooks or maybe study our books like based on our subjects, but love to read comics. Because
Yes,
I
yes.
was one of them. I could see myself in you. I used to do that. That's why I could relate that very well with you. That's
No,
it.
Dad used to put off the main switch. See, we had an upstairs in the house. So he would just put off the main switch down. So then there's no question of reading. Nah. Once I even used a candle because there was no torch. And that was dangerous because, the blanket could have caught fire.
Oh.
Yeah. But that's what we used to do. Just the love for reading. That never left us. And even my children, they developed the love for reading. Yeah.
Great, sir. So any recent incident you remember? Which is very
Meaning
fresh in
what?
your mind, a positive incident?
Okay. Just very recently, I was talking to a 13-year-old boy. And lately, I've been studying and practicing something called solution-focused brief therapy. And I'm just sorry I discovered it so late. I mean, it's there from the 80s, but I discovered it recently. Generally, if I find something new on the internet, I download whatever is there on YouTube or any article or anything. And lately, I'd heard about this. I just started and I found I had a whole wealth of stuff. So I started reading it and actually practicing it. And one of the things they believe in is that the therapist is not the creator of the solutions. The solution comes from the client. You are just a catalyst that helps to bring it about by asking the right questions and so on. And there was this 13-year-old boy who gave me such a fascinating answer because I said, what are your best hopes? What can you do? Because we do a lot of scaling. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is the best relationship you can have with your situation, it's like your life is going great. And 1 is the opposite. Where do you stand? And he said, I stand at 4. So among other things, I asked him, how can you make it 4.2? And he gave such a brilliant answer. It's like, I've never got an answer like that. So, you don't underestimate someone just because they're young or because they have inexperience. They know their situation best. And in SFBT, we just ask them to take a small step because it's small steps that will lead to some big result. Because generally what happens with us is we want these big steps and we get demoralized when we don't get it. To shoot for 4.2, then you need to make a very small step. I tell them when you started walking, you didn't walk the first day. Must have taken 1 or 2 steps, baby steps. So he gave me this beautiful answer. It's something that stayed with me. Very nice. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So how would you want to be remembered in this world? How do people remember you? Mr. Clifford DeSILVA, how do we remember you? How would you want to be remembered in this world?
I would hope they would remember me as someone who cared.
Wow, beautiful. Yes,
Yeah.
that's really nice. You want to be known as a person who cared not only for his family and friends, but of course, everyone who ever came in contact with you.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. Dear sir, do you love movies? Are you a movie buff?
Not much of a movie buff, but some stay in your mind, you know, some movies that you've seen.
Your favorite movie, sir?
No favorite as such, but just offhand, one of the movies that stays in my mind is Dear Departed. What is it? Departed, I think it's called. With I think it's called Departed. Very lot of violence and so on. Can be disturbing movie, but it kind of stays in one's mind. There are people like this.
Great, sir. Great, sir. So you're good at singing?
Sorry?
Are you good at singing? Would you like to sing for us? Would you oblige?
No, I won't sing. I like to sing. I play
Just
the
a
guitar
line
as
or
well.
two. Just a line or two, please. Just oblige.
Hardly, no. I never play without the guitar. I can play later and send it to you, but right now the guitar is not tuned and so on.
Oh.
I don't mind singing for you, but not on this show right now.
Oh, how
I
sweet.
can play it and send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Dear sir, if you get a large number of holidays or many holidays where you can just take off, leave home, go for a short holiday, like maybe 1 day, it could be maybe 10 days or 15 days, maybe 1 month. Which place would that be, like known as the favorite holiday destination spot? Where would you like to go?
You know, some place in the northeast of India. I've been to Nagaland, and the Darjeeling doesn't really count as northeast, but I really would like to see those places. They're different. The people are different. They're so lovely. They're so simple. And it's a great experience. I wouldn't mind going there again.
Wow, great. That's so nice.
Because here in Goa, we have enough of the sea and the beaches and so on. So it's not like a favorite destination. But those are exotic for me. Different kind of people. It's more attractive to me than, say, going to Europe or any place like that, because there you actually meet people, you see how they live and how they have their being, you know, how they work. When I was in Nagaland, I happened to see this the wife of the, Jamidar in that place where we were staying. And I asked her, do you do these shawls? And every household there, they have that a loom. It's a very small thing. You sling it, they sling it, you get into a sling-like thing, and then they do the loom. They do it by hand. It's so beautiful to see. I took a video of that. This is life. This is really people actually having lives. You know, nothing glamorous from the West or anything, but so meaningful.
Beautiful, sir. Thanks for sharing that. I just formed a mental picture, imaginary picture in my mind of that person doing that work over there. And I'd love
loom, yeah.
Yeah, on the loom. It would be nice if you could share that little video with us in the near future. It would be nice.
If I could find it, yes, I don't mind sharing that. It is just a small bit I took because she would be self-conscious. And
yes,
I mean, her husband was there, but people can be self-conscious. I'm a complete stranger.
Yes.
But you're so kind just to demonstrate that for us.
Yes.
And whenever they get time, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, they do that. Yes. They may just add a small, it's like knitting, no? It's a hand thing.
Yes.
They add a little bit. And each of those places, those tribes, each person has their own kind of a blanket or shawl. Different colors woven in a particular way and so on. It's fascinating that that kind of life.
Great. Very nice, sir. Thanks for sharing. That's beautiful. Dear friends, Nagaland is a beautiful place. And of course, if you get time, do visit that place. Our celebrity has been there and has a lot of positive feedback. And the love of the people from Nagaland is really amazing. Dear sir, the next question. What is that one thing you like about your own self?
It's a question that you don't really think about. What do I like about myself? I think I'm a helpful person.
Yes, sir. So you're very helpful, very caring.
If you ask me what I don't like about myself, I can give you a very long answer.
Yeah, okay, you could answer that, what you don't like about yourself. Let's go ahead with that.
I can be a very difficult person, irritating, persistent sometimes in an argument and so on. And I would probably irritate a lot of people. I think before I used to come across as a kind of a smart aleck and kind of sobered down after so many years. You know, when you introduce me as a person with 45 years experience, your audience will be saying, if he has 45 years of experience, how old must this man be? He must be ancient, which is true. I am. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, very much. Dear sir, as you come from that place where there are a lot of beaches, that is Goa, any experience, positive, maybe an adventurous experience on the beaches of Goa anytime?
No. Goa beaches are just an experience, you know. You go into the water, you can swim. It used to be earlier, now we hardly do that. But it's basically sitting there by the side, having a drink in your hand, hear the sound of the waves. Hardly adventure, really, except once in a way when the fishing boats come in, then you can get fresh fish if you want. And you know that fish has not been treated with formalin. We get a lot of fish treated with formalin, so that becomes it's a bit of a controversial thing here. So if we know that it's coming fresh from the sea, they've not had a chance to inject them with formalin. The fish that comes from outside Goa, Visakhapatnam and all these places, those are usually, because they travel for 4 or 5 days, they're nice and so on, but they put formalin also.
Yes, sir. Have you ever found gold on the beach? Usually they say, have you ever found? Actually, because I have this thing. They have even a type of a device where they use it on the beach and try to find.
Yeah. It's called panning. It's called panning. I've met people who actually do panning, and you can do panning anywhere in a stream also.
Right.
You would find even on the beach, you would find gold if you keep panning. It's like almost like a sieve, you keep sieving it, and then
yes, sir.
It's a painstaking thing. But I met a family who was doing it at a small river stream. It's a small stream, not even a river. And they showed us after about 4 or 5 days, 2 or 3 small droplets of gold. So I suppose gold is like a metaphorical lesson for us, that there's gold everywhere. You just have to look for it.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Very well said, sir. It's present everywhere. You just have to look for the golden people and the golden attitude our guest has. That's wonderful. Very nice. Yeah. We love the experience that you're sharing with us, sir. Thank you so much. It's really thrilling to interview you and to get connected with you, sir. The next question for you, sir. If you win a lottery, a jackpot, would you prioritize that or would you prioritize a perfect job?
A perfect
job or winning a lottery, which one would you prioritize?
Actually, when I say job, it's not, I wouldn't think of a job as working for someone. A job is what I'm doing, what I like to do. I think I would like to do what I'm doing, but nothing beats winning a lottery. It's a good idea. I can think of a lot of things I can do if I have a lottery, if I win a lottery. Not so much in terms of I would buy a luxury stuff and so on, but so many things that can be started to help people help themselves, A lot can be done.
Yes, that's beautiful. The word lottery itself has the word lot. So lots can be done. That's really nice. Yeah, I
Yes.
like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well put.
Dear sir, as a kid, or maybe even now, are you interested in any sports and games?
At my age now, it's only watching, no? Spectator only. I like to watch cricket and football. Hockey, I like watching the games actually, but not at the cost of when I work. Sometimes it eats into my work in the sense of before I know it, I watch this and then I have my work. I have not done something that I was supposed to do. But yeah, I like watching games, playing games, Scrabble. Now you get international online Scrabble, but that is again a temptation. It's just limit yourself to 1 or 2 games. That's fine. It's a good de-stress, as you would say. Yeah, Scrabble or even in-person Scrabble would be so much better.
Yes.
There's so much that happens. We'll be eating a sandwich together, having some coffee, talking.
Beautiful, beautiful. Dear sir, at this age now, you have a lot to offer to each one of us. What type of a change would you want to bring in the world?
Funny. The only change I would want is for people to realize that the world doesn't have to function on the gospel according to them. If you could just let people be and respect the fact that this is what they are, and if they want, this is what they want to be, then that's their choice. I may not like it, but I can respect it. So then we stop telling people what they should do. Requesting is different, but telling them what they should do. People, they're born free, see, so they don't like anyone to tell them what to do. Albert Ellis says that the should, must is the most poisonous word. When as soon as you say he should not have done that, it's wrong, because the world is what it is. It's not going to turn around according to how you want it to. You learn to accept it and say it would be nice if it didn't move that way. But he should not will get you angry.
Yes.
To give up anger, you just give up the should.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, very much for sharing. That's really very nice. Thank you. Dear sir, do you ever plan to retire?
No.
Maybe know why?
No, see, because first of all, I'm living a retired life. I do a little counseling per day. I occasionally give now it's all online. So I give some programs. And as long as I can move around, be fit, I will do it. So I don't imagine myself as retired. I know what I do. I'd go crazy if I didn't do what I'm doing right now.
Wow, I love the way I'll go crazy if I don't keep myself busy. I
Most
love that.
people, I think.
Yes.
It's not like I'm working 25 hours, 24 hours a day or 18 hours a day and, I got to stop. It's more like I'm resting 18 hours a day. Once in a way, I have to talk to somebody, maybe someone from America or someone in Australia, which is ahead of us. England, which is behind us. Sometimes we have to adjust. I have to get up early for that. What's it? You can wake up and the rest of the day you can sleep.
Great, great. So do you remember any of your friends? You would like to mention their name today? Any of your best friend?
Well, my best friend is my wife, of course.
Wow, great.
Yeah. Yeah. After the mentor, which I mentioned, whose name is, he was Father Anthony de Mello. He died very young, unfortunately, but he was the most influential person in my life. And after that, I would say it's my wife. She steadied me, grounded me. So that's how it's been.
Great.
And
yes, sir.
You want to mention friends? I had a friend called, he was a priest, Jesuit priest, called Alban, who passed away 3 years ago, a little more than 3 years ago. He and I wrote a book together, in fact. It's called Diaries of the Heart. And maybe I'll send you a picture of those books so you can just show them. So I've written basically just one book by myself and at least 3 books with other people. And Father Alban was on his deathbed. He was dying of cancer. And I said, let's write this book together. I'll do the bulk of it. You just have to respond to every chapter. And it came out very beautiful. Yeah, very nice.
Very nice. Thank you, sir. Dear sir, what is the difference between smart work and hard work? With all the experience that you have of 45 plus years, how would you explain this? Smart work and hard work.
I think hard work is when you're really working hard. I think we never really stop working hard. But when you can get yourself to, make your hard work multiply, that would be smart work. Take a computer. It's like, if somebody's name is spelled wrong, you could go to read the whole document and find that name and change it. Or you could just give one command, a search find, and all the thing has changed. And you don't want to look at it again. So that would be smart.
Great.
So smart work is in the thinking, I think, because if you set out to change the world, then you're going to be a very unhappy person because the people are not going to just follow what you want.
Right.
If you give up on that, already is the first smart thing you're doing. And then you find that when you approach people, you're approaching them differently, and then they are changing.
Yes.
Mainly when you don't want them to change or don't force them to change, they begin to change.
Yes. Very nice.
What happens is we are in the business of change. When people come to us, they want to be able to live their lives better. But if I start out with the premise that they are living their lives wrong, then I'm starting on the wrong foot. I have to start by respecting what they are doing.
Perfect.
And then maybe just a tweak here, a tweak there. I just help them to do that. They change.
Great. Great. Very nice.
That would be smart. Yeah.
Great. Very nice. Dear sir, what brings a smile to your face often?
Right now, if you ask me, my 2 grandchildren.
Wow, that's so beautiful.
One is 6 and one is 4. The boy is 6. I just think of them with big smiles to my face.
How do they address you? Grandpa? How do they address you?
Grandpa.
Grandpa. Any favorite grandchild or both are equal?
Sorry?
Any
No, both are.
Yeah.
They're unique in the sense of each one has their own style. Yeah, but you never think of a favorite. You just love them.
Yes.
Whatever, they're in a bad mood, good mood, it makes no difference.
That's
It's so different when it was with your children.
Yes.
With your own children, you're a little
harsh,
circumspect. And you want to discipline them and so on.
Yes.
Grandchildren, it's my children's problem. They're not my problem. They're my children's problem. I can indulge them.
Wonderful. I love the way you said, our own children, we are very strict. But when it comes to our grandchildren,
Yes.
I mean, we are a little bit
Of
liberal.
course.
Yes.
I never realized this till I became a grandfather. Till I got my first grandchild. I realized he or she can do anything. It doesn't change. You talk about unconditional love. I think every grandparent must be having unconditional love for their grandchild.
No, it's a very thought-provoking answer. It's a beautiful answer. Our own children, we discipline and keep them under control and are very strict. But when it comes to grandchildren, everyone melt, right? All grandparents melt down. And that's a different feeling, right? That's very
They're
nice.
called grandchildren for a reason.
Right. Absolutely, sir. Very nice. I'm so happy that you've shared such a beautiful thought with us today. Very nice. Dear sir, do you have any weakness for sweets and chocolates and ice cream?
Do I have any what?
Do you have any weakness for sweets, chocolate, ice creams? Huge
weakness for sweets and chocolates and ice cream. Huge.
Oh, great.
Huge weakness.
Your
Yeah,
favorite,
something
your
that
favorite sweet dish? Any idea? I mean, would you like to share it with us?
no particular favorite. It's like I have no discrimination in these matters. Anything that's sweet.
Wow. No discrimination among sweets and cakes and ice cream. Yes.
Yeah, no discrimination.
Yes, sir. Very,
Completely impartial. You any sweet you give me, I will like.
very nice.
Yeah,
Dear
I
sir,
suppose you would prefer if you're asked to choose one over the other. It happen like that. Sometimes the tastes are very simple. It won't be a sophisticated chocolate. It can be something that's locally made.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Dear sir, we've heard something called as bibanka in Goa. Bibanka, or I guess the sweet dish.
Bebinka.
Bibinka. How is
Bebinka.
it prepared? Any idea how is it
Oh
prepared?
yes. It's they use only the yolk of the egg and coconut milk, and I think very little bit of flour, and it's cooked in layers. The heat is from the top. It takes. Now we have electric ovens and so on. In the old days, it would take the whole day to make a bibing, because they would put it in a container with a cover, and then they would put coconut husks on top. So the heat had to be from the top. So it will take a long time, very slow process. When that is done, you pour the next layer. So when you see it, you'll see it layers. There are layers of it. It's very, very, very tasty. There's a lot of ghee, of course. A lot of oil comes from the coconut milk also. Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Bibinka.
sharing.
Ah,
Yes, yes.
how come you heard of bibinka?
I've heard it somewhere, because when I Goa, then that thought I heard it somewhere in one of the talk shows, or somebody shared that. So that's how I remember that word.
Yeah. It's made commercially now, but commercial will never be the same as
Yes.
homemade. So it's like the big thing is to get the genuine bibinka from a particular source.
Absolutely.
And the same with our feni also. Everyone has a particular source, which they don't reveal.
Yes.
Say, if you are a good friend of mine, I will give you a bottle of that.
Okay, sir.
Then you see.
Yes, sir. That's very nice for sharing, sir. Dear sir, from where do you derive your strength? You might have been facing a lot of lows and highs in your life, but still you've continued your journey and you've succeeded right up to this very moment. From where did you derive all this strength, or how do you derive your strength from? Which source?
Think of that. Well, I guess it's a philosophy of life that one has. I have a particular philosophy of life where, okay, things may go wrong, things may go right. But if it's wrong or right, we don't know at that time whether it's wrong. Like when I was in my first year of college, in those days it was PUC, I failed. And it's the first time I'd failed in my life. After that, I kind of gave up. If I was going to fail anyway, I might as well keep on failing. Then somebody told me, you need a challenge in your life. So then I changed my life. So if I look back, if I had not failed, I would have been in some other profession, or probably joined the Indian Air Force or something. And I would not have met my mentor, Tony DeMello. And if I had not done other things, I would not have met my wife. So is it really so bad? Nothing is really bad. And there is a quote from the New Testament, from St. Paul, and he says, Romans 8:28, everything works out to the good of those who love God. So it's not really something that may hurt you. You lose someone in death or something, and there's always something that good that can come out of that if you have a positive mindset. In fact, Napoleon Hill, famous author of Think and Grow Rich, says every adversity has within itself the seeds of an even greater opportunity for the person with positive mental attitude. And it's true. Even in solution-focused behavior therapy, the therapist must believe that the client must have faith in the client. Carl Rogers says that, have faith in the client. Clean language, David Grove, he has faith in the client. He believes that the client has everything, all in them. You've got to believe that the client will change, the client can change, and the client can change at their own pace. So you have no preconceived idea of what your client should become. Right now, if I have a client and they don't change, I'm not disappointed. I just respect the fact that this is their life and they do not want to change at this stage. Or I'm asking them the wrong questions. I'm leading them on the wrong path. Never the client was at fault. You believe. So something good will always come. If you don't believe, the client won't respond to you.
That's right. Very true.
Innately, they know this person believes in me.
Yes. Very true. Very nice. I like the way you put that very well. Creating confidence in the clients and creating confidence within you is the key to success. Dear friends, we ask the next question to Sir. Sir, are you afraid of anything or does anything scares you? I mean, are you scared of something? Any fears?
Funny things. Like going in one of those Ferris wheels. I wouldn't
Yes.
want to go in one of those. You know, a Ferris wheel.
Yes, yes, I get that. It's called the giant wheel as well, right? Is that the one?
The giant wheel, yeah.
Giant wheel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
You don't
wouldn't want
like
to go
it?
in one of those. But you asked me to walk into a cemetery at night or something is not scary. But
Okay.
this is more frightening.
Oh,
Going into that. Or even
fear
going
of
on the
heights.
merry-go-round. Even going on the merry-go-round is terrible for me.
Yes, yes.
And when you go to these fairs, you get these big things. You know, they show sometimes a giant seesaw going out of a swing that goes like that.
Yes.
Right across like that. Just looking at it is scary for me.
Yes, sir.
Because of what you feel. Yeah.
Yes, me too. I love the giant wheel, but then this other one going up and going down, like, you know, the Columbus, I think they call it as
Okay.
something like that.
That's
It's
scary.
high up and brings you this side and that side. It's like just viewing that itself makes me feel dizzy. So
Yeah, and I saw a video once of one of those things crashing. It went up and it just went off.
Yes.
Terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not what for me, it's not like that it might crash or something. It's just scary, the feeling you get of going like that.
It's nice. Very nice for sharing that and, you know, letting us know that that scares you. That's beautiful. Dear sir, do you get angry often?
Yes.
Short temper?
Not often, not often. I don't lose my temper, but I get irritated and, you know, I know how to control it. So then I tell myself, you know, to change. But it's not like I will never lose my temper. I get irritated quite often.
Okay.
And I speak my mind. That's one of the things that irritate other people. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Dear sir, if you weren't a facilitator today, a therapist today, what would you have been?
An Air Force pilot.
Wow, great. An Air Force pilot. Wonderful. That's really nice. So the next question coming up, your favorite color and why?
Who thinks of that? Gray. Gray would be my favorite color. In my clothes, choosing a shirt, I would go for gray.
I guess even this Facebook, the founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, his favorite is also gray. I find him always in gray. Have you observed that, sir?
I see. No, it's not like I'll always wear that, but I kind of like gray.
Gray. Nice. That's
if it's a choice between a white pair of trousers and a black pair of trousers, maybe I just like the in-between to go for gray.
Very nice. Beautiful, sir. Very nice. So, when you were in school, of course, you didn't like math, that we know. Which was your favorite subject?
English.
Great.
Yeah.
Your favorite teacher? When you were a kid?
I think there was one chap called Tony Simon, he used to teach us history, and he really made it very interesting. And later, when I happened to be teaching history in a school, I made it so interesting for the students because they were really happy to be present in my classes. Also, it's not like grammar, but when I was a teacher, I had to teach grammar to the 8th standard. And I determined that I would be the best ever a grammar teacher they had. And I made it very, very interesting in different ways. And once when I was coming from Bangalore, if you have the time, I'll tell you this. I was coming from Bangalore, and there was a lot of place in that bus. I was coming to Belgaum from there. And I was really tired because I had come from Anamalai. And I was very tired. And I thought I'm going to sleep. It was a semi-luxury bus. That was all I could get. KSRTC bus. And then loads of place all over. So I got this window seat somewhere in the middle, and I was really comfortable. When a man went up and he saw me, he went up and came back, and then he sat down in a 3-seater. Now I thought there's loads of place in this bus, and I thought I would stretch out. But he sat there. What is this guy's, what's his deal? And I was going to tell him there's so much of place. I really want to sleep. And he said, "Are you Sir Clifford?" And I realized I taught him somewhere. I've been teaching in many places. So he said, he's a doctor going to Davangere. And he told me that I had taught him in the 8th standard in Belgaum, St. Paul's, Belgaum. And he said, "I've never forgotten you, and I've always wanted to meet you." He said, "Your grammar classes were the best I ever had. I understood English, I understood grammar. And apparently I told him to read P.G. Wodehouse. And he actually took that up and read it. And he really liked it. He said, "If I'm a P.G. Wodehouse fan, it's because of you."
Great, great. That's really
sometimes you never know what kind of influence you have on people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Very nice. To go back down memory lane and recollect that beautiful incident and share it with us.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Dear sir, how many languages are you able to speak and converse in?
Just very few. Just English, Konkani, and Marathi.
Marathi.
I'm not very good in Hindi. I mean, I can understand it, but to read it and all that, it's difficult for me.
Yes. So are you a good listener, a speaker, or both?
This is something you should ask other people. Because I will tell you that I'm a listener, but people tell me that I don't listen, I always interrupt and so on. I think I'm different when I'm a counselor. When I'm in the counseling room, I'm a completely different person. And at that time, I listen. But otherwise, they tell me I'm constantly interrupting. Why can't you just let me? Why are you completing my sentences? I told you I can be an irritating person.
No,
Usually
sir,
the ones close to you.
You are a gem. You're a sweet, nice little gentleman, sir. That's really very nice. But as you said, a counselor, has to listen a lot. And so you said, when I'm counseling or when I'm in the counseling room, I do a lot of listening. I focus on listening. But when I'm with friends and family, maybe then I talk a lot. So that's fine.
A lot, too much. Talk too much.
That adds life to the conversation. That's really good.
Yeah, I guess I do, yes. Yeah.
You'd like to have some water, sir, or you'd like to relax for a minute?
No, I'm okay. Yeah.
Shall we
You want to
continue?
take a break? I don't mind having a sip. That's good.
Yeah, you just have a little water and then you can get back, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. Dear friends, we had really a beautiful conversation with our guest, our special guest, Mr. Clifford DeSILVA from Goa, who has a large experience of 45 years on this planet and above, creating wonderful influence in our lives. Being one of the best people whom we've met in the recent past, we are very happy that he has given his time today to us on this platform, the International Fab Talk Show. Dear friends, if you really like what we are doing and connecting with people, connecting with the common man, connecting with everyone who really has something to share and inspire you in their own simple way, we'd love that you also follow us on our journey and subscribe to our channel called as the International Fab Talk Show. Yes, dear team, our guest is back. Hello, sir. Happy to have you back. Yes, so I have
Likewise.
a cup in my hand. I have a cup in my hand. And how does this look to you? Is your cup half full, half empty, or is it overflowing? Is it up to the brim?
The cup of life is overflowing, I think. Yeah, it's
Okay.
overflowing.
So sweet. That's really very nice to be so satisfied and contented in life. Say that my cup is overflowing with love, joy, and peace. Dear sir, we ask the next question. If at all the Almighty or the universe gave you a boon, was handing over a boon to you in your hand, what type of a superpower would you ask for?
I don't think I would. I maybe ask to be more understanding of people, more patient, and more respectful. Not so much, not some superpowers. I know it takes imagination, but I really don't believe in that. But maybe work at something and develop something.
Yeah, we've got your answer. You want peace, you want like respect to be everywhere across the world. Yeah, everyone respect each other. So you would use the superpower to create respect around the world?
Not so much. No. I would use my superpower to just change myself, become more respectful and more understanding of people, less irritating to others.
How sweet. How so humble of you. That's very
No,
humble.
no, it's not humble. It's not humility. It is reality. I get a lot of talk from people on how irritating I can be. So,
we have a request.
socially.
Kindly show them this interview. They will know the other part of you, the real you. This is the real you that is coming out. Very soft, very polite, very thoughtful while you're answering also. You're not in a hurry to answer.
Yeah.
No, you're just giving your thoughts in the right way. So that's really nice. Dear sir, would like you to share and alert our virtual audience and as well as our guests here, any 2 red flags. Stay safe from this. Maybe it could be alcohol or it could be drugs or domestic violence or cybercrime. Stay safe. These are the 2 major red flags.
Yeah, something that's not much spoken about.
Yes, sir.
And many people are not aware is child sexual abuse.
Perfect. Yes.
So many, both men, male and female, face some sort of abuse as children. And it's not mentioned. It's kind of, in many communities, it's just accepted as the done thing. And this thing happens. Sometimes it's just a one-time thing. Sometimes it's a constant thing. We need to be aware, especially when you see a child who's changed. They're very happy-go-lucky and suddenly change. And then something is wrong. Or if they are very quiet and suddenly become very talkative and very social, something could have happened there. It needs to be investigated.
So I really applaud and thank you for bringing out this topic, child sexual abuse. It's one of the hidden topics and it is not that much open. People shy away from speaking on this. They try to keep it under wraps. Very good. They sweep it under the carpet.
Yes, and mostly the abuse is from
within
people
the family.
Known, either relatives or neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they want, especially if a girl has been molested, parents don't want to tell people because then the girl's name is spoiled and then her chances of getting married and so on. This is given the society in which we live.
Yes.
So it's a very ugly thing.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just relatives. It can be a cousin, it can be an uncle. In rare cases, it can be a brother, it can be a parent, a grandparent. There's one of my students came to me with this and said there's a boy in the school where she's gone for an internship where the grandfather was molesting the boy. And she called the mother and told her, and the mother said, I know this, but what can I do? He is my husband's father. So you see, this new POXO law that has come is excellent because if you don't report it, you'll go to jail.
Right, that's right.
It's one of the best things that's happened.
Yes.
For not reporting. There are a lot of cases where in orphanages and so on, the authorities have protected the perpetrator. They go to jail.
Yes.
For not reporting.
Right.
I tell them, even I tell my students who go for you have to cover yourself. So if you come across a case like this, it's confidential, but you tell the child, do you want this to continue? It cannot. So do you want me to do something about it? And then you report to the principal of that school. And if possible, get an invert, get a copy that you have reported this. Then you have done your job. And it's for the principal to. Sometimes people have that, it is just a small thing. But that small thing can be ignored. If it's ignored, somebody else does. The perpetrators will do more.
Yes. They'll
Very
continue
important.
the abuse. Yes, sir.
Yes.
They'll continue the cycle
This
of
is a serious red flag. It's because it's so hidden. If a person is a drug addict and all that, people come to know.
Yes.
They have some sort of an addiction.
Yes.
But this is something that's hidden.
Yes. Very nice. I applaud you today and thank you that you brought up this topic and you've created awareness today on the virtual platform, on the International Fab Talk show. Stay safe. And if you find anyone abusing little children, sexually abusing little children, please take care of your children, report it, and do not encourage it or do not be silent about it. Even if you maintain silence, that is a crime. Face it.
Yeah.
Face the abuser. Get the abuser arrested. Yes, sir.
In fact, let me tell you why we went to Darjeeling and Nagaland. We went also to Dharwad. I worked for some time with as a volunteer. They contracted me to work with them because they are an organization called ARZ. ARZ. Anyay Rahit Zindagi. A life without injustice. And they work with trafficked women, basically trafficked women. But what they found is that trafficked women had a history of child sexual abuse. And so we went to what are known as the source states, where these women are trapped. Northeast, Darjeeling. They're poor people, they're pretty. Their advertisements come in their papers saying, no experience required. That's a red flag. Young women, no experience required. It's a red flag. So ours and all will investigate. That who is that? Because eventually they come. Goa is a destination state. Delhi is a destination state. The source states are the northeast and some areas of Karnataka where they have these temple devotees. They have these girls who are devoted to the temple, right?
Yes.
So this is where we were trying to educate the local people, teachers. So it was a very nice program. We wrote a book about it also. It's a manual and I can send you a e-copy of it.
Yes.
It was called Reducing Harm. Basically explaining the POXO law. We spoke to police personnel. We spoke to shelter home people. We spoke to school teachers. We spoke to parents. So these are the 4 areas to show them what can be done to look for the signs of child sexual abuse. And so that's why I went to Nagaland. We were supposed to go to Manipur also, but that time we couldn't go to Manipur. There was some trouble there. But we went to Darjeeling. So that was an eye-opener for me that, you see, when a child is sexually abused, they have no self-esteem left.
Yes.
And they think this is the only thing they have to offer people. So they inevitably fall into this trap again,
Yes.
even as adults. And that's why it's so, insidious. It's a very evil thing.
Right.
You need to protect children,
Yes.
and they need to be told it was not their fault.
Very right, sir. Very right. In fact, sir, we would love you to come once again on the International Fab Talk show, and once again, in depth, give us a clear idea of how you work on this and how you can enlighten our audience and how you can, create awareness amongst us. I would request.
I would love to do that along with, this artist person. She's recently been to Fordham. She's got this Fordham, I think, scholar. No, Fulbright. She was a Fulbright scholar. She's working with this traffic women, and it's really a fantastic dedication because, she's with this for like about 35 years now.
That's great. That's great. Very nice. And children who suffer from child sexual abuse, when they grow as adults, they have this childhood trauma torturing them. They suffer from different type of, mental disorders, or maybe they're not able to adjust to the society, and that's the cause.
Yes, and low self-esteem.
Yes.
And sometimes you see when they tell their mother or their parents, the parents don't support them sometimes.
Yes. They hush up, they hush up the situation. Like they don't want others to know.
No, not only that.
Prestige.
See, let's suppose there's a mother who's living, husband has run away or whatever. She's got a daughter and now she's living with another guy. And that guy is molesting their daughter.
Yes, yes.
The mother is not going to do anything about it.
She's unable to do anything. Yes.
Mera sahara hai wahan. I get my support from him.
Yes.
So they let it be. This can be a very terrible thing.
Yes. So that's why, dear friends, we'd like all the women out there to be financially independent. Take care of your children. As you've given birth to them, you are responsible for your children, especially girls. Let's not be biased here, both. Your daughters and sons, please do take care of them and have a happy family and develop that feeling of financial independence. Get that as quick as you can, such that you don't depend on anyone for any financial assistance. If you do that, people will take advantage of you. Our guest has been really a brilliant source of information today, sharing multiple things on this platform. Dear sir, it's a real pleasure to have you here, and it's a lot of wisdom from you. And I guess if I could give you 1 more hour or 2 more hours, there's a lot we can take from you. That's really very nice.
Maybe just a minute to tell you that
yes.
We have this thing in India of Beti Bachao.
Yes.
But we have had centuries of treating the woman as a second species, inferior species. And we need to change that. So I would say it's bring up your son properly. Bring up your son to respect people. Bring up your son to do housework. Don't make that what we call sexual typing. Women have to do this, men have to do that. Women serve and they're subservient to men. But teach your child, your son also, not just send your daughter for karate classes. Teach your son to be the kind of protector and respecter of the female gender.
Great. Very nice. So beautifully you put that. Every parent, every mother and father should give good, training to their children, irrespective of which gender they are. The male child should, look after the female members, and both vice versa. Each one of us should give our best to each other and protect each other. So the focus here should be boys in the family should be taught to cook, to clean, to wash, because all these are life skills. It's not a gender role only fixed only for female members to do it or the daughters to do it. Everyone should have equal work being, distributed and shared, and keep them future ready. The skills of cooking is a life skill. The skills of cleaning your own room, washing your clothes.
Yes.
Taking care of yourself. It's not always in the hands of the, feminine gender. Very well said. So there's a lot of, a mine of information with you. We are really very happy with your presence over here, sir, on the stage. But as we come to an end of this main session of the final round of the interview, we have one more session to go, sir. That is called as the rapid fire round, where you have to answer just in one word. 1 or 2 words.
Okay.
Yes.
This is interesting.
Yeah, the main session is over for today, but we'll be requesting you for many more sessions in the future, because I know you are one person who can do justice to the world, sharing all the knowledge you have.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir, for that. I'm really very happy that you're here with us today. So now the rapid fire round begins. You just have to select any one. Cakes, chocolates, ice cream.
Chocolate.
Strawberry flavor, chocolate flavor, vanilla flavor.
Chocolate.
Summer, winter, or rainy season.
Rainy season.
You love to travel by land, water, or air.
Water.
You love to stay in a city, a little town, or a village.
Village.
When you help others, do you expect something in return? Yes or no?
No.
Your idea of a beautiful day in one word.
Wife.
Wow, great. That's so nice. Are you a good cook? Yes or no?
Yes.
So, you prefer singing or dancing?
Difficult to say.
Oh, so sweet.
Dancing.
Oh, dancing. Great. That's nice. Dear sir, are you a morning person, very active in the morning, afternoon, evening, or night? When
Night.
you find yourself focused on your work?
Sorry. Night. Night.
In the night, you're more focused, like, because of the silence around you, we can focus more into that. So you love salty food, sweet food, or spicy food?
Spicy.
How would you look at this question? Money, happiness, or both?
Happiness.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert person, or a blend of both?
Both.
Very fair. So, when you are alone all to yourself and you have a lot of time, you are lost in your thoughts, you're deeply thinking something, where do you find yourself? Are your thoughts taking you into the past or into the future, or are you doing something at that moment itself?
Future.
Future. You love socializing or me time? Or
Equal,
both?
I think. Yeah, both.
I get that, because you stopped for a second, like,
Yeah.
oh, I answer.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't give you the third option. Yes, dear sir. Are you street smart or book smart, or both?
Street smart.
You love fresh fruits, fresh salads, or fried food?
What's the last?
Fried food. Fried food.
Fried foods.
Oh, great. You like home cooked food or food ordered from outside?
Home cooked.
You love to spend time on a beach or in a forest?
Forest.
In a forest. Okay. You love to walk or ride a two-wheeler?
Ride a two-wheeler.
Okay. That's really nice. Dear sir, this is one last question where we are coming up with, sir, there's a little table, a cute little table. On that table, there's a lovely book and music system. You have, great music. What would you lay your hands on?
Say again.
There's a table, there's a lovely book to read. And apart from that, there's a music system. Either you can pick up the music system, or you can pick up the book, or you can use both. Take both of them.
Book.
Would that be a comic book?
No. Book. Non-fiction about my profession.
Okay, the comics were when you were a kid, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I remember you were under the blanket with the torch on, and once you said the candle, I remember all of that.
Yes.
Yes. Dear sir, this is one question before we finally sign off from this show at the moment. I'd like to ask you, we all know the 3 magical words: please, sorry, and thank you. Being passed on from one generation to another, that whenever we converse with each other, whenever we come in contact or socialize with each other, even in the family as well, keep using these 3 words: please, sorry, and thank you. Apart from these 3 magical words, we would request you to share additional 3 positive words today, which could create magic in the lives of our audience who are present here, and as well as the virtual audience. And me, of course, too.
Can you?
Can you?
Would you?
Would you?
It would be nice if
Yes, very polite.
I feel this. I don't want you to change it, but I feel this when you do so and so. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. And very polite of you for sharing all of your thoughts and ideas and wisdom. And of course, the 3 positive sentences that you just shared with us, those phrases. Thank you very much, sir. Looking forward to be connected with you to share a lot on this platform, the International Fab Talks. Thank you, sir, once again.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. How do we say thank you in Konkani? Could you help me?
Yo bare karu.
Okay.
Yo bare karu. May God be beneficial to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. We really are happy and we appreciate your presence. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Dear friends, we now sign off from the International Fab Talk Show. We'll meet you soon again with yet another guest. Of course, not forgetting to invite our celebrity, that is Dr. Clifford DeSILVA. We want sir once again on this platform. I'm sure the audience will be really very happy when they view this video to get to know all the real things that are affecting the society. Thank you so very much. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Dear friends, signing off. Take care. Stay safe.